Hey guys, Mike Smith here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world watching this, should you happen to watch this. First and foremost, thank you for taking your sweet time hearing this brother out. As I mentioned before in the Resident Evil video I did, when I showed you how I play Resident Evil, unfortunately the director's cut, terrible soundtrack, this would be me just looking through the files, reading them again, and then giving an explanation of what they mean, just in case anyone out there never did this before. So if I'm the first, yay! If I'm not, it's understandable, but I figure it wouldn't hurt for me to add in my 2 cents to the whole thing. Now, some of the stuff I'm mentioning here as an explanation will not be my own stuff, but I'll still add in a little bit here and there, okay? So in the proper order, we start with the Botany book about medicinal herbs. It goes like this. As you may have known, there are many plants that have medical effects. Since ancient times, humans have been healing wounds and diseases using various plants. In this book, we're going to sample 3 herbs that grow around the Raccoon Mountains and give their outlines as examples of those plants with medical properties. Each herb has different colors and different effects as medical plants. The green one recovers physical strength. The blue one neutralizes natural toxins, while the red herb does not have any effect by itself. The red herb is only effective when it is mixed with other herbs. For example, if you mix this herb with the herb that recovers physical strength, the recovery effect will be tripled. By adjusting the amount and experimenting with these 3 herbs, you can create various kinds of medicines. But I'll leave the details in your hands, because that's the best way to acquire true knowledge. Simple. Now this book contains information regarding the 3 different types of herb found in the raccoon area and methods of how they can be mixed together to increase their healing effects. Basically, it's self-explanatory. Let's see. The green one recovers physical strength, but only 25%. So if you're at danger, you take it, you're at caution. At caution, take it, yellow, fine. Take it again, full health, just fine. The blue herb neutralizes poison, so good to go there. The red herb doesn't do a thing by itself, but mixed with another herb, it works just fine. So it speaks for itself that it's self-explanatory. The book already pretty much did it for you. All right, there's that. Let's see, the next one will be The Keeper's Diary. All right, this is a long read, but hold on a second, just shorten this down a bit. Should have done this before we started, no problem. Bear with me. Let's see here, Keeper's Diary. May 9th, 1998. At night, we played poker with Scott the guard, Alias, and Steve the researcher. Steve was really lucky, but I think he was cheating. What a scumbag. May 10th, 1998. Today, a high-ranking researcher asked me to take care of a new monster. It looks like a gorilla without any skin. They told me to feed them live food. When I threw in a pig, they were playing with it, tearing off the pig's legs and pulling out the guts before they actually ate it. May 11th, 1998. Around 5 o'clock this morning, Scott came in and woke me up suddenly. He was wearing a protection suit that looks like a spacesuit. He told me to put one on as well. I heard there was an accident in the basement lab. It's no wonder. Those researchers never rest, even at night. May 12th, 1998. I've been wearing this annoying spacesuit since yesterday. My skin grows musty and feels very itchy. By way of revenge, I didn't feed those dogs today. Now, I feel better. May 13th, 1998. I went to the medical room because my back is all swollen and feels itchy. They put a big bandage on my back, and the doctor told me I did not need to wear the spacesuit anymore. I guess I could sleep well tonight. May 14th, 1998. When I woke this morning, I found a little blister on my foot. It was annoying, and I ended up dragging my foot as I went to the dog's pen. They have been quiet since morning, which is very unusual. I found that some of them had escaped. I'll be in real trouble if the higher-ups find out. May 15th, 1998. Even though I didn't feel well, I decided to go see Nancy. It's my first day off in a long time. But I was stopped by the guard on the way out. They say the company has ordered that no one leave the grounds. I can't even make a phone call. What kind of joke is this? May 16th, 1998. I heard a researcher who tried to escape from this mansion was shot last night. My entire body feels burning and itchy at night.
When I was scratching the swelling on my arm, a lump of rotten flesh dropped off. What the hell is happening to me? May 19th, 1998. Fever gone, but itchy. Hungry and eat doggy food. Itchy Scott came. Ugly face so killed him. Tasty. For itchy tasty.
The diary of one of the residents of the mansion who eventually became infected with the T-virus after the accident happened in the underground laboratory. It gives some insight into his final few days alive before turning into a zombie. Not to mention that same keeper was in the closet behind you that burst open when you first expect the desk. Excuse me. Also, in that file I want to mention, aside from the obvious that explains how it was for him before he became a zombie, when he mentions on May 10th about taking care of a new monster, it looks like a gorilla without any skin, he's clearly talking about the hunters. I don't know where it was where I read this online, but certain people out there who are fools who believe that he was talking about the monsters in the lab. In the original game, they're called gremlins, but in the remake, they're called chimera. Either way, they're a mix of human and fly. So think about those Jeff Goldblum movies if you like. Never saw it, never want to, but doesn't mean it's bad or anything. But no, a gorilla without any skin, the closest monster in the game that will look like that would definitely be the hunter. So I don't know where people got off thinking it was the gremlins / chimeras they were talking about, because it wasn't a zombie, it wasn't a dog, it had to be the hunters. Who else? So there's that. That was the Keeper's Diary. We're done with that. Alright, next up. The Researcher's Will. Just a minute while I close them together. Alright, just a minute. Alright, try to get a little sappy here. My dear Alma, the fact that you have read... No, I'll say it again. My dear Alma, the fact that you have received this letter is both a joy and a sadness for me. I cannot even talk to you because of that guy in the sunglasses. Alma, be calm and read this. I think I told you that I moved to a pharmaceutical company's lab. They headhunted me. Last month, there was an accident in the lab and the virus we were studying escaped. All my colleagues who were infected by the virus are dead. To be accurate, they become the living dead. They still wander around. Some of them are knocking on my room door desperately right now, but there's no sign of intelligence in their eyes. That cursed virus takes away all humanity from the human brain. Love, joy, sorrow, fear, humor. Eternally. And Alma, even the memories of the days I spent with you. Yes, I'm infected. I did everything I could, but I could only delay the progress by a few days. The most frightening thing is that I forget more about you by the day. So I chose a peaceful death rather than becoming the living dead. Within an hour, I would have entered my eternal sleep. I do hope you'll understand my decision. Goodbye, and forever yours, Martin Crackhorn. And C. A will written by researcher Martin Crackhorn with information regarding the accident in the underground laboratory. Now, just to put it in perspective, this letter in both the original and the O2 remake contains a strongly worded hint at Albert Wesker's ties to Umbrella and the mansion in the opening paragraph, foreshadowing his true role as the, spoiler, mole within stars. This is further hinted at in Jill's scenario, where the first paragraph, which will be the second to 10th page in the remake, is torn off, presumably either by Wesker himself or by, another spoiler, Barry Burton under Wesker's orders. Now, I don't remember well when I played Chris's scenario of the game in the original. I always thought the letter was intact too when you play it as. Maybe it is. If it says it's not here, then I guess it's not. But yeah, this is the first hint right here, where it shows that not so much as a traitor in the stars as of yet, but at least a guy in the sunglasses, almost too easy a coincidence. But early first games would be like, I mean, you'll just pass it off as whatever. I mean, nearly everyone wears sunglasses. Oh, I wear sunglasses. Where are my sunglasses at? Just want to look cool for a second for y'all. Yeah. Took it to the Matrix. Just don't call me Morpheus. I got no red or blue pill. Yeah. Alright, let's get back to it. Next video will be, I was researchers will. Next video. The next one will be, wait. Uh-oh. Shoot. One moment, I'll be right back. And we're back. The next one is Plant 42 report that you find in the guardhouse. Oh, wait, wasn't there another word for guardhouse they called it? Damn, what was the word? It wasn't guardhouse, it was... I forget. But here, Plant 42 report.
4 days have passed since the accident, and the plant at Point 42 is growing amazingly fast. It has been affected by the T virus differently than other plants have been, and shows unique shape in addition to its size. Looking at the way it behaves, it is now difficult to determine what kind of plant it was originally. There are two ways in which Plant 42 gathers nutrition. The first one is through its root that reaches into the basement. Immediately after the accident, a scientist went mad and broke the water tank in the basement. Now the basement is filled with water. It is easily imaginable that some chemical elements were blended in the water and promotes the incredibly fast growth of Plant 42. Another part of Plant 42 from the basement grows through the duct and hangs down like so many bulbs from the ceiling of the first floor. Many vines come out of those bulbs, and they are the secondary source for its nutrition. Once sensing movement, Plant 42 shoots its vines around the prey and holds it. Then it starts sucking up blood using the suckers located at the back of its vine. It also has some intelligence. It blocks the door by twining its vines around it, especially when it captures prey or is sleeping. Several staff members have already fallen victims to this. May 21st, 1998, Henry Sarton.
So basically, a report giving details about experimenting the T virus with plants. One plant in particular shows a unique result when exposed to the T virus, and was nicknamed Plant 42 due to the experiment being conducted at a location known as Point 42. There's not much I can give about this. It's just talking about a boss you have to face in the guardhouse. Nothing more. Nothing more, nothing less. So let's move on. Let's see. Next one would be... the VJO report.
As I stated in the last report, there are some common features found in the cells of the plant infected by the tyrant virus. We also have found another interesting fact through some experiments. We found an element that destroys these plant cells rapidly in UMB number 16, one of the series of UMB chemicals that we used for that experiment. We named this UMB number 16 as V-Jolt. In our calculation, it will take less than 5 seconds to destroy Plant 42 if we put the V-Jolt directly on the root. You need to mix some of the UMB series chemicals in a specific order to create V-Jolt. But the UMB series chemicals may generate a poisonous gas, which is harmful to the human body. Extreme caution should be taken when handling these chemicals. Following are the types of UMB series chemicals and their brief characteristics. UMB number 2, red. NP-003, purple. UMB number 4, green. Yellow 6, yellow. UMB number 7, white. UMB number 13, blue, stimulating smell. V-Jolt, aka UMB number 16, brown.
Basically, this report contains instructions on how to create the V-Jolt used for weakening Plant 42. Now, I know a lot of people probably don't use strategy guides that well, so if any of you newbies want to, if you follow the video how I did it, you'll be fine with making the V-Jolt, but I'll tell you how it's done right here, right now. You get either 3 or 4 empty capsules, you fill one with water, and another with UMB number 2. Combined, you get NP-003. Then, you fill one with UMB number 4. combined with the MP-003, UMB number 7. Then you get UMB number 4, then UMB number 2, combine, you get yellow 6. You combine yellow 6 with UMB number 7, you get UMB number 13. Then you create MP-003 again, water, UMB number 2, combine, you combine to get the MP-003, combine with the UMB number 13, bam, V-Jolt. Simple as that. I mean, it's up to you if you want to use that to take the plant out as far as weakening it so you can kill it easier, or just go gung-ho once you reveal the secret door. I mean, as Jill, Barry will save you regardless once you weaken it halfway. That's pretty much all there is to it there. Alright, that's V-Jolt report. Next up will be, the pass number. Of course, you get this after you kill the snake. Well, only in Jill's game, because Chris never get the pass number, so that door will always be locked. Unless there's another scene that shows how he can get the pass number for himself. I mean, I never discovered it, so I'm still stumped at the fact that I saw a video over a year or two ago where I think a girl managed to beat the game within 30 to 45 minutes or something. That's like to be the fastest speed run I've ever seen anyone beat a Resident Evil game. I'm actually jealous. But nonetheless, the pass number is 8/083/0. That's all it is. You use it to open that one door in that hallway that has a door next to it that leads into the taxidermy room where the orders are in. I think we'll get to that in a mere moment. That's pretty much it. And you can only get it in Jill's game via Barry if you wait for him to drop another rope after you go down the hole, and the rope he put there with you drops, and he kills you, get another rope and whatnot. So that's the only way you get this file right here. Alright, this is the pass number. Next up will be number 7, the scrapbook. Ah, yes. Alright. The scrapbook is a long read. Just a minute while I make this one interesting. Alright. Just a minute. Okay, cool. Raccoon Times, May 27, 1998. Animal attack. Woman mutilated. May 20th. Around 10 p.m., a 20-year-old young woman's body was found by a passerby on the left bank of Marble River in the Cider District of Raccoon City. Raccoon police assume it to be a grizzly or other animal's doing because there are teeth marks along her mutilated arms and left foot that show considerable power. Since she was wearing a hiking boot on her remaining foot, it has been determined that she was attacked in the Arklay Mountains and fell into the river. They are hurrying to identify this woman. Raccoon Weekly, June 16, 1998. Monster in Arklay Mountains. Some people claim they've seen monsters in the Arklay Mountains. The monsters are supposedly about the same size as large dogs and usually run in a pack as wolves do. This may sound like a group of ordinary wild dogs, but these monsters are surprisingly fierce and hard to hurt. They say these dogs won't bother you unless you wake them, so you smart readers should stay out of the Arklay Mountains for the time being. But if you're looking for adventure, check it out. You want to try? I'm gonna let this fire truck pass by. And it's always when there's one fire truck, there's usually two. Raccoon Times, July 9th, 1998. Mystery on Arklay Mountains, mountain road blocked. Due to successive disasters in the Arklay Mountains, the city authorities have decided to block the road leading to the foothills. At the same time, Raccoon Police intend to begin the search for lost people with the help of STAR's team members. They expect great difficulty because of the vast size of Arklay Mountains and the primeval forest that covers most of the area. Also, people are still reporting sightings of grotesque monsters in the mountains. Basically, a simple scrapbook with various articles about the recent animal attacks in the Raccoon City area and Arklay Mountain region. The only animals they could be talking about will definitely be the dogs, Cerberus. I mean, no zombies, no hunters, no gremlins, or anything else for that matter. And at this point, no spiders, no snakes. So it had to be dogs. It's the only explanation. Only explanation. Alright, that's a scrapbook. Next up is... the orders. In just a minute. I'll just straighten this out. I should have done this before I started recording. I plan to do better videos next time. I mean, I might even do this again down the road if I ever get better at making videos for YouTube. We'll see. Okay. These are orders. Top secret. July 22nd, 1998, 2:13. To the head of the security department. X Day is approaching. Complete the following orders within the week. 1. Lure the members of STARS into the lab and have them fight with the BOW in order to obtain data of actual battles. 2. Collect 2 embryos per BOW type, making sure to include all species except for Tyrant. 3. Destroy the Arklay lab, including all researchers and lab animals, in a manner which will seem accidental. White Umbrella. 2 things here. The orders issued by White Umbrella to the traitor within the STARS organization, giving instruction on what must be done to retrieve all possible research data. Now, the second thing here is the English localization of the original claims the fax was sent by a department known as White Umbrella, though this isn't mentioned in the original Japanese text at all. White Umbrella would later be used as the name for the villainous organization in the S.D. Perry novelization of Resident Evil, which of course by now anyone would know is non-canon with the main games itself. They just tell their own side of the game's story. I never read them, but I've seen online in multiple places that it's the S.D. Perry books are non-canon with the main games and everything, or at least the story that the games tell. So, like, they follow and then drift off in another direction. Like in the S.D. Perry novels, skipping ahead a bit, Resident Evil 2, they say that as far as the original goes, that it's Leon's story A first. No, Leon's scenario A and Claire's scenario B, because Leon never fought Mr. X, the Tyrant, in Resident Evil 2, but Claire has. When the main game and Resident Evil 6 verifies that it's actually Claire's scenario A and Leon's scenario B that occurs. Otherwise, Sherry wouldn't have the ability to heal herself via the G-Virus in Resident Evil 6. So, yeah, make it that what you will. So, take out the white, and it's just simply Umbrella. So, make it that what you will. Alright, that's orders. Next up. Yes. Barry's picture. Now, this is, of course, a file I didn't get in the game yesterday because I chose to keep Barry alive. And it comes to making a choice in 2 distinct areas. After you kill the snake and go down the hole, the rope Barry helped you get down with will drop. He goes to find another rope. Now, a curious person will just simply move on. They say, forget Barry, just do what you gotta do. And just continue the story from there. I mean, if you want to do that, you can. And the process is, if you do that, Barry will die in the lab when you're trying to escape, whether you get Chris out of his prison cell or not. So if you wait for Barry to come back with the rope, at least he'll live a little longer. Somewhat sense. And then the next time you put him in a death situation is in the underground cave, on a cavern, so to speak, where you can choose to either go with him or go on your own. So if you say no twice and whatnot, and then you leave the room, the door you came in, and come right back, and then continue on from there to find Enrico and whatnot. When you go back to the main, I guess I could say hallway where the ladder is in, Barry will be right there on the floor in front of the ladder, dying. Then he'll give you this picture, and then he dies. So I didn't do any of those things, as you clearly saw in the video, but the picture is basically this. A picture of him and his wife and their 2 daughters, Moira and Polly. And it says on the back of the picture, "My dearest Moira and Polly, I hope you will grow up to be strong and beautiful women and help to cheer up Mother. Your father will be watching you all." Oops, excuse me. Sorry if you saw that come out my mouth. I tend to spit every once in a while. I'll say it again. "My dearest Moira and Polly, I hope you will grow up to be strong and beautiful women and help to cheer up Mother. Your father will be watching you all from heaven." Damn it, Barry. So yeah, you can only get that if you allow Barry to die in the game. If you want to be that heartless, I won't stop you. Alright. After Barry's picture, that's the only file you actually get in the underground caverns of the basically known as the courtyard basement, according to the old GamePro strategy guide I remember off of memory. That's like the only actual file you get in the underground cavern, if you choose to get it. But this is before trophies and whatnot, way before trophies or achievements, etc. Alright, let's see, where were we? Number 10 is Researcher's Letter.
June 8th, 1998. Dear Ada. Ada, by the time you read this, I'll be something different. Today's test turned out to be positive, just as I expected. I feel like going crazy when I think about becoming one of them. Ada, you're not infected, and I hope you never will be. In case you're the last one left, take the material in the visual data room and go to the power room to operate the triggering system before you escape, and make all this public through the media. If everything is in order, all the locks can be opened by the security system. You can access the system if you log in with my name from the terminal in the small lab and enter the password. The password is your name. To unlock the door at B2, where the visual data room is located, you'll need to access with our names first and then enter another password. I've written the code below. I'm sure you'll understand it easily. And this is my last hope. If you find me completely changed, please kill me yourself. Password? Mole. Yours, John.
So basically, a letter from a scientist to his girlfriend, Ada. It gives details on how to unlock the secure areas of the underground laboratory. You know, it took me years to realize that those markings on the picture before you turn on the light switch were actually Norse ruins. Prior to that, I had no idea. And like anyone else who played that game for the first time, I actually got a piece of paper and make sure I copy the runes best as I can, and then turn on the light switch, and then wrote a letter under each of them. And then I put two and two together and realized, okay, mole. That right there should have been a sign. The split second I saw that Ada Wong was in Resident Evil 2 about who she really was. But yeah. And like Annette told Ada in 2, John's dead. He became one of those zombies. I thought he became one of the gremlin creatures that you saw in the power room area, but no, zombie. Most likely he was one of those naked zombies walking around, and you eventually put him down. So it is what it is. That was Researcher's Letter. Alright, next up is... I'm going to close this down. Oh, must be frozen. Alright, next up is Security System. You find this in the Visual Data Room. Let's see. Basement Level 1. Helicopter Port. Executives and government officials only on helicopter port. This restriction may not apply in case of an accident. Passage to the helicopter. No one is allowed to enter unless they are attended by a research consultant or security director. Security director. All others will be, bang, shot on sight. They don't play no games, man. Elevator. The elevator stops during emergencies. Basement Level 2. Visual Data Room. Visual Data Room is within the control of Special Research Division. Keith Arving, the room manager, is designated to have jurisdiction over room usage. Basement Level 3. Prison. Sanitation Division controls the usage of the prison. Consultant researchers E. Smith, S. Ross, A. Wesker must be present if virus is used. Triple locked door. No one is allowed to enter unless he presents all passcode documents. Passcode documents must be created on the specialized output machine by the chief researcher of each block. Power room. Only headquarters supervisors may enter. This restriction may not apply if the consultant researcher has received special instructions. Passcode output machine. No one is allowed to use the passcode output machine but the chief researchers. Basement Level 4. Top secret. Regarding the progress of Tyrant after the use of T-Virus, remaining document is unreadable. Basically, the security manual with instructions on what security measures are implemented within the underground laboratory levels. It reveals how to open the passcode protected door in the private corridor to access the prison area, where if you're Jill, Chris will be at, or if you're Chris, Jill will be at. Let's see if I can break it down like this. Their security plays no games. Unless you're accompanied by someone who's a research consultant or security director, bang, you will get shot on sight. Umbrella plays no games with their stuff. I mean, shoot. And even though I didn't mention it here, you find a slide carousel in the room with the computer that allows you to open the electronic locks. You put that slide in the projector in the visual data room on the second floor and scan through it. Let's see here. Cerberus, Neptune, Hunter, Tyrant. Then you see the R&D staff, and you see Wesker's face. You'd be like, oh my gosh, I know who the traitor is. And then you verify it again, looking at the sanitation division, well, the consultant research here on the paper, and Wesker's name is right there, in plain English. Forgive me if you see me spitting some more. Sorry. So, bam. I mean, by then, smart people will have figured it out, while others be like, whatever. Moving on for the security system, the facts. 2. General Manager of Sanitation Division from Special Committee on Disasters, Raccoon Special Research Department. This memorandum is strictly confidential and must be destroyed as soon as it is understood. Regarding the T-virus outbreak which occurred recently, this committee conducted a field survey. According to the survey results, estimates on the amount of damage caused by the accident are considerably greater than reported earlier. First, although it is very difficult to obtain accurate data in terms of actual numbers, it is thought that more than half of the researchers died after exposure to the T-virus. The body count will most likely increase since nearly all of the survivors show symptoms peculiar to the T-virus. Second, our security system is still in operation. However, our special security guard squad has been nearly destroyed. Because of that, research information considered by our company to be top secret has been made available to outsiders. Countermeasures should be taken as soon as possible. Finally, many of the subjects from the experiment have escaped and are out of control. We believe that some researchers were killed by these subjects and their bodies were mutilated. By curious coincidence, these events are proof of the success of our research. However, there's also a very high risk that this news may be leaked to the press if we don't act immediately. The condition is very serious. Our operation to cover up the situation is difficult to attain. However, we hope the problem will be solved quickly. We are especially concerned that the state police and STARS are intervening too quickly. We need to act on this situation as well. Basically, it's a file or facts found in the lab that gives you insight as to what happened recently and the cause of the attacks reported in Raccoon City. I don't really have much to say about that, other than being, I guess, a bit straightforward. I don't know. I just know you found it in a room in the original game where you have access to the passcode output machine. And with a mode disc, you get the code. Simple as that. You had to kill some naked zombies first, but other than that, yeah. Yeah. I don't have much to say about it. Not really much. I guess it's just self-explanatory. It's obviously for, well, it says to the General Manager of Sanitation Division. I mean, I think it's one of 3 guys, and Nick Wesker's one of them or something. I forgot. No, he's a consultant researcher. I remember. Something like that. Well, someone look back and tell me in the comments, if anything. I mean, if you can put up a better explanation for this one in your own words, please do so. I welcome it. Alright, next up. We're left with the passcodes. Starting with passcode 1. Get my preacher voice on. I swear by myself, declares the Lord, that because you have done this and have not withheld your son, your only son, Genesis 22 verse 16, the second one, I will surely bless you and make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky and as the sand on the seashore. Your descendants will take possession of the cities of their enemies, Genesis 22 verse 17, and through your offspring, all nations on earth will be blessed because you have obeyed me. Genesis 22 verse 18. Those are all the passcodes for the passcode output machine that allows you to get into the prison area and save whoever's in there. As Jill, Chris. As Chris, Jill. And that's pretty much it. That's all the files there, folks. So, I thank you for taking the time to watch this video, despite how corny I may have been doing the recording. I will do more in the future. Probably, if not tonight, then maybe, I don't know, tomorrow I'm going to do a playthrough of Director's Cut, but the arrange mode. Basically, the Director's Cut version of the game. Different camera angles, different monster placement, different item placement, that sort of thing. I'll probably use Jill again just for the fun of it, because I honestly don't care to play as Chris, but that's just me. So, be sure to look out for that, and be sure to like and subscribe, please do, and I'll provide more content as best as I can. Forgive me if I slur my words, it's an unfortunate habit I have. I'm trying my best to beat it after all these years, and if you saw any spit flying out of my mouth while talking, forgive me for that too. It's not easy to control, but I try. So hopefully you guys will like, subscribe, and I'll put in the description the sources where I got the information from, and you can see it for yourself along with other Resident Evil games and the like, and I'll see you guys around. Peace.